It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Razor Fist.
They want to square that circle so airtight that there will be no contrary opinions whatsoever.
And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. Hi, I'm Standing Craig. Happy New Year to everybody. Good to see you on a great Monday. Man, I am glad to be back. Oh, man. Hello, Blabs. How are you?
Hi, those are some crazy eyes when you said, man, I'm glad to be back. But also, I am sitting Blabs still. So, hello, Standing Craig.
Well, here you go. No crazy eyes today. Nuh-uh. Where are yours?
I put them on when he's here.
Well, here he is. It's Razor.
I wear my sunglasses at
Come on, there we go. Godspeed, everyone. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad Blabs could join us from death's door.
It took me like 2 weeks to get better. Like, only the other day was I actually like, I can breathe now. Whoa.
That's going around. It's like space AIDS. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like the flu and some other shit. It's great.
Right?
Well, your shirt looks just as bright as your attitude today, Blabs, which is great.
Thanks, sister. She got me this.
Oh, I thought you were calling me. I was like,
Hey, girl. No, it's my sister. But you're supposed to wear something new for January 1st.
Joining us live from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you going to open up Chaz or Chop next and go know what's going on? Well, good to see everybody. Glad everybody is here. That includes you, my friends. I'm glad we are beyond excited to be back. Last week I was like texting, like DMing Blab. I'm like, Blabs, I gotta get back. I'm ready to go.
I'm telling him, like, take a break, stop it, go unplug. He's like, I'm like, no, Craig.
Couldn't do it. It was nonstop craziness for sure. But definitely glad we're here. And I'll tell you what, man, let's start things off. Hey, 2024 is going to be a good year, right? Good year. When Shane Bentley starts us off with are you kidding me, Shane? With a $100 super chat. Says, all right, Blabs, it's time, with an Asian accent. Would you like to sing the Chickadee China rap from the song 1 Week? Please and thank you. Happy New Year, G2. Shane, what a great way to start us off. My God.
I don't even know this song, typically.
You don't know 1 week? It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
No, what the fuck are you doing?
Are you serious?
Who?
Just give us the old Christmas story. Fa ra 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 ra. Come on.
Are you like? Do you really don't know the one?
Let me see.
It's one of those
fake. You looked at me, cocked your head to the side, and said, "I'm angry." No, I don't know this.
Oh no!
I don't know
Bare naked ladies. You don't know the bare naked? My goodness.
That's just ridiculous. And I got to be honest.
I was too when this album was released.
I'm not disappointed. I'm jealous, honestly. I wish I had never heard that shit. Jesus.
That's unreal. Hey, look at it right there. Look at, and I can actually walk it back again. Let's go.
Wow, watch him like unplug his microphone. Remember,
there's a high probability of that.
We'll have the late 90s MTV Stuttering Craig Unplugged special here.
Yeah, actually unplugged because he'll lose the mic.
Oh my goodness. Blabs, can you not do this?
I actually seriously don't know the
Blabs,
song.
Look on YouTube real quick. Find the song 1 Week, and then find the part where he goes, Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick in your brain, starts sticking. Watch the next file with the lights on. We dial a maze on.
I think Craig just did it.
Yeah, Craig, why aren't you singing in an Asian accent? Why don't you pull it?
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain starts sticking. Have an X-Files with the lights on. You tell a maze on. There you go.
Wild hate crime. All right.
What? Are you kidding me? Hey,
If-
Shane.
If
thank you so
Jan
much.
can cook,
Shane.
so can you.
Thank you, Shane. Greatly appreciate the phenomenal start to get us going.
See, I thought he was gonna make me sing like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when I first read it. I was like, oh, Chitty Chitty Bang. Oh no.
Henry knows. Henry knows. That's right. It's good. It's good. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate that. Mercenary came in, says on break at work. Fitting this in now. Fitting this in now. Did you guys hear about Japan's findings on the beer bugs?
No, but I heard about the earthquakes.
No, I don't. What? There's something going on in Japan with earthquakes and stuff now?
Yeah, they had a massive earthquake, and then now they have tsunami warnings in Japan.
Really?
Really? It was a massive earthquake.
My goodness.
Do you sleep under a rock, bro? Like, I don't know lyrics, but at least I know news.
They were attacked by Godzilla twice
Oh,
in as many
God.
months.
They've
Like,
been really busy, Japan.
Oh, my
ridiculous.
goodness. Wow. Yeah, I should probably live on Twitter, I guess.
Right.
Apparently. No. He says they show incontrovertible proof that it was all man-made and the mainstream is total crickets. Makes one. I don't even know what you're talking about, Mercenary, but thank you. And then followed up, it says, and that includes all variants of said bugs. Well, Mercenary, I'll do a little digging and see what you're talking about.
New
I
year.
know what he's talking about. Oh my.
Right. New year, same Mercenary X.
That's right. That's right. Jake came in and says, Happy New Year, Craig, Blabs, and Razor. Thank you very much. And Vunder Guy came in with the 2. Thank you so much, Vunder Guy. Appreciate y'all's support getting us started today. It's going to be a great show, baby. I am, like I said, beyond excited to be back with you guys. Today we have a lot to talk about. But first, I want to remind you guys we are live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Do us a favor, drop us a follow over there. We'd greatly appreciate that. Speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw this. Razor, do you stream over on Rumble at all? Or
Not yet. No, I've never streamed on Rumble.
Well, I'll tell you what. Rumble is it's a really great place to stream, and their CEO, Chris Pavlovsky, throughout 2023 had a pretty big ruling as far as their subscriber revenue goes. On YouTube, you get a 70-30 split. On Kick, there's a 95-5 split. On Twitch, it's a 50-50 split. On Rumble, it's a 100-0 split, meaning users get 100%. And that was all the way through 2023. But he announced yesterday, I thought a couple days ago, over on Twitter, that he's made the call that Rumble's website is going to stay 100-0 creator split for the time being, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to become members over at Rumble, man, that is awesome. Don't give YouTube your 30%. It's amazing. Do you guys watch the Whatever podcast?
That one's with Gorlock on it, isn't it?
That was the one with Gorlock. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really stupid. It's just a bunch of dumb soy boys pretending to outsmart really dumb girls.
Right.
Yeah, it's more scripted than some reality shows too.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry, that shit.
Best thing is Gorlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has tons of memes coming out of it for sure. But one thing that they do very smart is they have messaging on the bottom of the screen talking about how they should donate via Streamlabs as opposed to via YouTube, because YouTube takes 30%. They do that very well. So I just noticed that. So maybe we'll start implementing that, because 30% is a lot. But with that said, we appreciate any and all way that you guys support. But do us a favor, follow us over on Rumble. We are live over on X today, which is very, very cool. Which we plan on doing more on X in the new year. We also have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
Mm-hmm, and we surpassed 1K, so thank you, everybody. But keep following us. Do it.
Love that. Let's get to 2. We also are live over on Kick this morning, and you can find us over on Spotify. You can subscribe to us over here on YouTube and join the 61,200 subscribers over here. And do us a favor, hit the like button. Our goal, as always, is 300. No, new year, new goal. Every show, let's make it just a sweet 400 for now. Let's go. 400 likes. That is our new goal. New year, new goal. And our goal for 2023 is 20 memberships. Let's just go crazy and say 20 memberships a show. Let's keep it at 20. We got a big week. We got a big week here on Side Scrollers because in addition to Razor, obviously, tomorrow we'll have Melanie Mack on the show. Which is going to be great. She's going to be joining us twice a week now, on Tuesdays and on Fridays. Razor's joining us on Mondays. Adam and Flawed joining us on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, joining us will be Salty Cracker. He'll be coming back to the show and talking some video games and entertainment and stuff like that. Razor, I think we talked about this before. Have you met Salty before?
No.
We need to facilitate that relationship. You guys would make wonderful music together.
I was so glad you said music and not babies.
I was like, where are you going?
No, music and
like sweet, passionate Barry White soundtrack love together.
it would listen.
I love Barry White.
Who doesn't?
Come on, baby, let's go.
Most in the biblical sense.
But yes, we got a lot going on. It's going to be we got a busy week ahead of us, and we're very excited to have everybody joining us, including Frank the Tank, who came in with 20 gifted memberships. Holy moly, Frank!
Ooh.
That is ridiculous. Thank you very much. I'm going to get you on the wall too with a nice big purple thing as well. That's awesome, Frank. Thank you very much. We need to get that audio, Blabs, from
Oh my god.
that girl. No.
That's all I can find. What audio am I looking for? The sax one?
No. Hey, Frank.
Do you want feeding the ducks?
Look. Yeah, let's feed the ducks.
This is so uncomfortable.
You and me, we're fucking done professionally. We're done professionally.
Golly.
Oh,
we need our own audio. That's what we really need.
Hey, maybe Paul can create something
Paul?
like spectacular. That'd be great.
Text.
This show is in such desperate
Paul.
need of a Christian Bale freak out.
Oh God, we can. Blabs, find the Christian Bale freak out, and we need to make that a drop as well.
What?
That's great. We'll talk about it later. All right.
I'll tell you when you're older.
So before we get into all the good stuff, Razor, how was your holiday break?
Oh, it's great. My dog was barking up a lung because it sounded like fucking Fallujah outside. So that was fun. Those of you assholes deluded enough to think gun control could actually work, I'd like you all to consider for a moment that fireworks are all but entirely banned in the state of California, yet somehow every New Year's the skies over LA look like the Battle of Verdun. Like, sure, you're going to be able to regulate high-capacity firearms. Those will cease to exist.
Right.
Fuck completely off. But yeah, anyways.
So it was busy. It was very loud last couple days or last night for you.
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. At least in my neighborhood, it is.
Blaz, what about yourself? How was your New Year and your Christmas and all that?
It was pretty good. It was quiet. I went to bed early. I missed New Year's Eve and woke up at 12:20. And I was like, cool. So yeah.
Last night was the first time that my youngest stayed up to see the ball drop. It was a very big deal for her. She was 9 years old, and she's like, I want to stay up and see the ball drop. So she saw it, and she was like, oh. And I was like, okay, go to bed. You know, it was really, it's so stupid. It's like,
I actually have a cute story about like dropping the ball on New Year's Eve. Back when it was like 2016, so I was like 20 or so. I went to visit my friends from high school, and her twin brother is severely autistic. So we played the previous year's ball dropping for him early in advance so he'd go to bed at a normal time, and we all pretended it was New Year's Eve. We're like, yay! Meanwhile, it was like 9 o'clock at night. We're like, woohoo! And then he's like, okay, time for you to go to bed now. And then we just kept partying when he went to sleep. It was so sweet.
I don't know if that's the sweetest or the most evil thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, because he had to go to bed. You know, he's very autistic. So, and I don't mean this in any horrible way. I'm like, he cannot like live by himself type of thing.
No, that plan sounds pretty autistic. But
yeah, well, it was a way to sell so he could still see the ball but still have a normal schedule, and you know, so
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a new poll.
Oh my god.
Yes, was Blab's plan evil?
That wasn't my plan. It was the family plan. Their family.
Evil?
Yeah.
Not
Gosh,
evil.
Blabs, why be that kind? Just chloroform the kid. Jesus.
it's time to sleep.
Whoa! First of all, he's not a kid because he's my age, right?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, I'll tell you, you guys can vote on the top if Blabs' plan, and only Blabs' plan was evil. It's just insane.
Give us a pinky to the mouth, Blabs. Give us a real quick.
$1 million.
How do you get the $1 million reference, but you don't have the 1 week from
Chickadee China? Who the fuck is Chickadee China? Okay.
That's the
I'm
whole
pretty sure. Okay, aren't bare naked ladies in one of the Austin Powers movies? Isn't that music in the movie?
I don't remember.
One of
It
them.
was it was in every late 90s, early
Exactly.
2000s movie.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't know.
Labs, are you serious? You don't know the one week? Like, have you not YouTubed it yet? And Just-
I'm working. You want me to listen to music while I also listen to you? Like, come
well,
on.
it's kind of part of your job. I want you
Listen
to
to music.
I want you to hear it real quick. Just want you to listen to
All
it.
right, fine. What's it called? Chickadee China?
No, it's called 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies. It's really, really unreal.
Yeah, go ahead and Google bare naked ladies right now and make sure you
Yeah,
have
we'll do
the
that.
filter off.
All right.
What a great-
I'll listen to this ad.
Ugh. Hey, while you do that, Overkill came into the super sticker. Thank you so much, Overkill. Greatly appreciate that. And Broken Sword came into the 4.99. Says, keep me in your prayers, everyone. Haven't
eaten anything all year.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Broken Sword. You can make it. You can do it. Just a couple more hours till lunch. I guess actually an hour or so. But yeah. Miku came in with the 5. Says, Sticks, Hex, and Hammer said he's open to coming on the show last week. I demand a pineapple pizza debate versus Razor. Also, Big L for localizers this week. What's that about?
Oh, you haven't heard. They're not only are localizers kind of ideologically driven localizers being replaced by AI at a stunning rate, but they're actually rolling back some of the more ideologically driven translations in some existing games. So kind of, I don't know, but I mean, like, it's getting annoying though. Like it's been happening. Like even innocuous examples, like in Super Mario RPG, I thought that remake was awesome, but Frog Fuchsius being Frog Sage and Mac being whatever the fuck they changed that to, like these localizers are changing names like Snoop Dogg. Like it's ridiculous, and they're just kind of doing it. In that case, it was some of that was the Japanese version, and some was just up to their discretion. But yeah,
Wow.
that kind of thing is just irritating. It's like they're fucking with something that you already know.
Man, that's crazy. I had no idea. That's crazy to hear. So they're pretty much changing all the just removing human jobs with AI. Pretty much, is that the idea?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. What a bummer.
I listened to
Brat.
the song, and I didn't listen to it. I skimmed around trying to see if I could find bits that I knew, and I don't know it. So yeah. Look, he can move around. Wow, congrats, Standing Craig.
Gives me more opportunity to
Whack,
shake my
you can be
head.
like the inflatable man.
It's honestly, it's upsetting to me. It's upsetting to me that you've been so sheltered. Like,
I know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang though, and that's why I thought we were gonna go with the Chickadee China. Chitty,
no,
chitty,
totally,
bang,
totally
bang,
wrong
we
in
love
every way.
you.
No.
She showed you, Craig. She referenced a movie that's like what 57 fucking years old.
Nailed it. Look, she's so happy for herself, which is
Dick
great.
Van Dyke is the man.
Right.
The world would be better with more Dick Van Dykes. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right. Vunder Guy came into the 2, says Razor is the public domain's till an ass.
Is the public domain still an ass? And the answer is
Oh.
absolutely. A1 fucking right.
Thank you, Vunder Guy. Mercenary says Japan released all the info they have on the beer bug of 2020. Ah, I see. They show that all variants are man-made. No one is talking about it, so no mutations. Ah, I see what you're saying, Mercenary. Thank you very much. The beer bug. Raven came in and says, Razor, what is your favorite monologue in film? Can you perform it in your Stone Cold voice?
Favorite monologue in film? I don't know.
Thank you.
What's a good movie monologue? Anybody?
You said
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks.
No,
Right.
no, the Taken monologue, maybe one of the
Right.
best monologues in history. You know, I think that one's pretty spectacular.
But have you seen Seth MacFarlane voice the Kermit as the Taken monologue?
No, I
It's
have not.
amazing. It's literally Kermit the Frog doing the Taken.
Everyone's saying Tears in Rain, but I always do Tears in Rain because it's a meme on my own channel, so I don't want to do it there. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to think. Is there one in Lord of the Rings? Is there
For
Star
sure.
Wars?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know. Like, he's shitting on me for Chickadee China, but this one has never seen Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, is only seen Star Wars once. So like, get the fuck out of here, Craig. You sit down. Sit down. I mean, you actually fall down to the floor, but yeah, that's right.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. God damn it! Oh hell yeah!
You got the finger and everything, which is great.
And that's the bottom line. Anyway, sorry.
Love it. Love it. Short-Fat Otaku came into the 20. He says, Happy New Year's, everyone. Hey, Short-Fat Otaku, good to see you. Appreciate you, buddy. And hopefully your channel's doing great. Appreciate that, my man. Amiku says, please tear Green Day. Please tear Green Day a new one for New Year's Razor. Yeah, they were on the New Year's Rockin' Eve.
They were?
Yeah, which is amazing.
Was this New Year's 2003? What the shit?
Listen, I don't know. I don't get it.
Were they like really old dudes just singing?
Yeah, what did they like? Why is everybody down on the I'm suck like 17 dicks in rapid succession like normal, or what the fuck?
I'll tell you what. In addition to Green Day, they also had LL Cool J come out and do a full rap thing.
Okay, so New Year's 1993. Never mind.
Right. I think how old is LL Cool J? Isn't
like in his late 40s, maybe early 50s. He's on NCIS LA still.
No, he's 55.
Dang.
He's 55, and he's like coming down this, like do it's like, come on, dude. At a certain point, like,
right?
Let's just.
It's kind of like Ryan Reynolds still making the like romantic comedies, and like how old is Ryan Reynolds planning on getting and still playing the 20-something guy? Like what the fuck?
He's Van Wilder, though, man. He's like
Rip Van Wilder.
So basically, what you're telling me, last night's New Year's Eve show was basically all used content because 2024 starting off unoriginal.
So they had these. There was one point. Yes, Blabs. At one point, they have what's his name? Who's the generic guy who hosts everything in Hollywood? What's his name? Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest. Yeah.
So he's there, and he would throw it down to some girl on and she's like, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
And then she would she had these two girls who were like models next to her. Like she had one that was, they're both in like angel outfits or something. And she's like, are you having so much fun? And they're like, I don't know what you're saying. It's so loud. And she goes, yeah, they're having so much fun, guys. It's so much fun down here.
That's so lame. Wait, was Melissa McCarthy still doing that stuff?
No, it was just some other generic.
She was actually one of the floats in the parade.
Oh, wait, not Melissa McCarthy. What's her face name? Melissa something. I don't remember. The chick who's married to Donnie Wahlberg. She does it every year. She makes out with random guys every year.
No. Wait, Donnie Wahlberg has a girlfriend who makes out with random guys every year?
Donnie Wahlberg has a wife, Melissa something, I think her name is. And then I've at least seen her make out with random dudes at New Year's Eve. Yeah. On TV.
Thanks,
Jenny McCarthy. There you go. Thank you, chat. Not Melissa.
Right.
Oh, the autism vaccine lady.
Yeah.
What's her deal?
You don't remember? She used to bang Jim Carrey, and they were super like anti-vax people years and years and years ago because they thought that it caused the tism, such in your kids or whatever. Right? That was a big story back in the day.
I don't know.
Yeah, she was with Jim Carrey for 5 years. And
yeah,
now since
and then she realized
she's married to Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, until she realized, he's Jim Carrey and she's Jenny McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, man. Jim Carrey's crazy.
Affectionately stolen from Norm Macdonald, that joke.
Henry Davis came in with a $20 super chat. Says, random remake/releases that stuck by me in 2023 was Super Double Dragon that allows you to adjust the speed that held the game back originally. Did they remake that? Or was it a fan remake, Henry? Thank you for that. Yes. And did you ever play the original Super Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo, Razor?
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah,
I never owned it, but I had like every friend. You ever have one of those games where all of your friends has it, so you never have to buy it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
right? One of those situations. That was Super Double Dragon for me.
Man, do you ever have any games that you traded out that you never got back?
Super Mario RPG.
Oh really? You let somebody borrow that?
And it was the worst trade in human history. I've told this story before, like not here, but we traded SNES cartridges, and he wanted Super Mario RPG and I saw a Final Fantasy game, only to realize it was Final Fantasy fucking Mystic Quest.
Ah, yes.
I exchanged one of the greatest RPGs of all time for one of the fucking worst. So, and then I never got it back. We never saw each other again. I don't know if he went to war and died. I don't know. I have no idea, but I never got my Super Mario RPG cartridge back.
Wow. I think I have you beat, though, as far as the worst trade of all time.
Oh, really?
Yes. I had a buddy down the street who wanted to. I wasn't even a buddy. He was just a guy down the street, because back in the day, it was just like kids in the neighborhood you trade with, even if you knew him or not. He wanted to borrow Metroid, so on the original NES. So we let him borrow Metroid, and in return we got back Trojan. Do you ever play Trojan?
No.
That's
Right.
a game.
There you go.
That's something else.
Is it like X-rated or?
No. It's just the game called Trojan. So, and I never got Metroid.
Come over here and blow on my cartridge. Anyways, I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous. Oh, you got a snort out of Blabs. That's good. That's nice.
See, this is my goal every single stream. This is how
Get the snort. we got to get to the news. We got a good conversation going, but real quick, I'm going to get to these super chats in just a little bit. But first, we need to address this. This is ridiculous. Shamsa came in and donated $1,000.
Damn.
That is insane.
Thank you, Shamsa.
It says Happy New Year to y'all.
real dollars, not like Monopoly money, or
no, like real dollars.
What?
Real dollars and everything. So the best wishes and love to y'all. Have a great year. Shamsa, what a great
Thank you,
start.
Shamsa. Happy New Year, Shamsa.
Unbelievable. These are reserved. These oranges right here, they're reserved for
Shamsa.
$1,000 donations. And this is a wall of Shamsa right here. And CEO. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Unreal. Thank you so much.
We definitely need Paul to make up some type of song so I can play it.
you're like some special little celebration clip or something.
We do have a small little one, but it's not. It's just this.
That does work. That does. Oh, what about Malik Obama dick?
Oi, a dick.
No, that was perfect. That was flawless. That was great. And
titties. There we are. I feel like that was the one we should have gone with from the beginning, honestly.
That's just spectacular. And not to be outdone, but Kratos El Gratos came in, Blabs.
Oh, shit.
With a $100 direct donation. Says, okay, Blabs, I'll make your New Year's wish come true. Please sing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in a Middle Eastern accent.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Blabs, you know Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, so this should be really good for you.
Now, before you do this, you have to go find a bed sheet to wear.
No.
Let's get this going. First off, I think all the men on the podcast have to give her permission to speak.
All right. Blabs, are you ready?
You have to give me permission to speak, Craig.
You are permitted to speak.
Thank you.
You have my permission, Blabs.
Hang on, this is Middle Eastern, did you say? That
yes.
Was like, good gravy.
Make sure to offend the other half of the world.
Yeah, I've never done a Middle Eastern, I don't think. All right, well,
give
wish
us
me
a
luck.
good,
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Blabs.
Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. I don't know Eastern. And in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do. That sounds kind of wrong now that you think about it. Anyway.
It's more like chitty chitty boom boom.
Yeah.
Man. We also have a bunch of Rumble rants. We'll get to those in just a little bit. Kratos,
like, no more out of you. That's it.
I apologize for that. Kratos, thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, no.
She totally confused the Middle East for India there.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do. I even Googled how to do a Middle Eastern accent once. Can't do.
It was like slurpy bang bang.
All right. In the interest of moving on with the show, we have a bunch of super chats, Rumble rants, and direct donations still to read, but I'll get to those here in just a little bit, as well as Twitch bits. Let's go. We are diversifying the portfolio today, guys. Thank you very much for your support. But let's get into it. We are now 30 minutes in without getting into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. All right, now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get into the important stuff, the big news of the last week. Most of it pretty stupid, but it's okay. Way to sell it, Craig. Did you hear?
Listen up. We got some shit for you now.
Okay. Raise your hand in the chat if you have T-Mobile as a cell phone service. I'm going to wait for everybody to put your hands up in the chat and then realize that you could be
Press 1 in the chat if you have T-Mobile because Craig doesn't know how to ask questions.
Or F's in the chat. F's in
That
the
works
chat.
too.
There you go.
You put an F in the chat.
F's in the chat. That's right. So here we are. We had a new terms of service that is dropped on T-Mobile services as of today. And some people have looked into this T-Mobile riffraff and realized that this could be actually a very bad and scary thing. And Blabs, I'm going to let you read this and kind of give everybody a rundown as to why this could potentially be scary. But go ahead.
All right, so this is from Real Joe. Most of you guys know her formerly as Joe Locked and Loaded Latina. So, T-Mobile has quietly updated their TOS to include fines for content they don't agree with. Beginning on January 1st, 2024, they will be fining users who commit perceived violations on their bandwidth. Who knew in America that phone providers would now be policing the content of your text messages to find you? SHAFT, or SHAFT, is an acronym that stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco. It outlines the categories of text messages specifically regulated due to moral and legal issues and is monitored and enforced by the Cellular Telephone Industries Association, CTIA, and the mobile carriers. Who gets to determine what is and isn't hateful? Will political text messages be censored now as well going into 2024?
Sounds like a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
I love that Shaft reference. Love that. I guarantee Blabs didn't understand that, but that's okay.
I just was told to shut my mouth.
Shut your mouth.
I am female, I sit down.
So here we are. T-Mobile has updated. This is their entire terms of service. Yet people have gone in and they've said, wait a second, this is not right. This guy over here says they actually did this to him in 2020 when he ran for Congress. But there's a customer service person here, and they have obviously closed this for comments. It's done. It's done. We've responded. This is it. They said the changes only apply to third-party messaging vendors that send commercial mass messaging campaigns for other businesses. The vendors will be fined if the content they are sending does not meet the standards in our code of conduct, which is in place to protect customers from illegal or illicit content and aligns with federal and state laws.
Man, I wish I got texts asking if I want to buy guns and bullets and shit. Am I the only one?
So
I mean, the ones that I'll inevitably lose in the fishing trip, I mean.
That's right. That's right. As Phone Punk says, it's to protect us. That's right. It's to protect you because you don't know what's good for you guys. What are you talking about? This is crazy. But they're saying that this is only for commercial mass messaging campaigns and third-party messaging vendors, okay? Let's just say, look, 2024 is going to be a very important year, right? But I think there's an election this year, right?
Right.
Let's just say Joe Biden wanted to send out a giant campaign, and T-Mobile said that his messaging didn't align with their code of conduct. That doesn't sound very fair, right? And I think that's the issue here is that there could be they're saying it's third party messaging vendors, but some of those third party messaging vendors could represent a single person. And it goes back to they know better than you do. which is a scary thing to think about.
Which is hilarious because all the while they're selling your data and letting you be texted by Chinese organ thieves and shit. Like they don't give a fuck about you being scammed. I get scam calls every 15 minutes, right? On my provider. I imagine T-Mobile's the same.
Right. Do you and Blabs, have you received this? Like, I think everybody's received probably a scam call in the last probably 24 hours, right?
In the last couple of weeks, I got a whole bunch of scam phone calls and text messages. But luckily, since in the last 2 years or so, my provider has pushed out those block things where you can block. Like, even if they email you, right? Let's say like like through an email, but it's a text message, you can block those now too, which a couple years ago you couldn't do.
This goes back to
they care so much that we have been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty is like the biggest meme on the internet. Yeah, absolutely. They give the beginnings of a fuck. Yeah.
How many of y'all in the chat have received a scam call in the last week? Because I can go back and I think I've received probably 3 in the past day, but this goes back to specifically with this, that you should always read your terms of service. And I know that they're a pain in the butt. I know they're filled with legalese, but the fact that Joe went in and actually read this is pretty outstanding. Did she find this when she went through Blabs? Or?
I don't know how she found it. I mean, I know she's very much in that political sphere, so maybe she was sent it or something, but good for her for sharing it on Instagram because that's how I saw it.
Do you think that this trickles into personal use as well? I mean, if everybody signs the terms of service, technically it applies to everybody.
Mm-hmm. And what's to say other providers aren't going to start doing it too? How many people have T-Mobile? I feel like that's one of their smaller ones. Like, isn't AT&T and Verizon the 2 big dogs?
I don't know. Let's find out real quick.
Yeah, I Google.
They advertise. I see their advertisements all the time. And the thing about T-Mobile is they gobbled up Sprint a while ago.
Right. T-Mobile is I believe they're pretty large.
Yeah.
T-Mobile is okay. So here's their market share right here. Thanks to Statista over here. T-Mobile is the green company. So they have a
third biggest.
Yeah. They're pretty large, holding as of this second, 23% of the US market share, which is crazy.
Oh shit! Yeah, they're the biggest.
So, which is, by the way, I was in downtown Dallas a couple days ago, and AT&T holds 46% of the market share. In the middle of downtown Dallas, there is there's 4 giant buildings that are owned by AT&T, and it really puts in perspective the just sheer tremendous wealth and revenue that these guys are generating on a month-to-month basis when they own essentially a couple city blocks in right downtown of a major metropolitan area. And these buildings are, 35, 40 stories tall. And they're filled with just ridiculous amounts of people. They're their own little cities. It's insane to think about. So
you remember back in the 80s and 90s when AT&T and Sprint and MCI were having those, before the cell phones, they were having those super passive aggressive commercial wars on TV.
Vaguely. I think I do.
You remember
vaguely.
this shit? It was like, did you know that MCI fucked your mother? Like, it was literally, they would have some lady on camera just like, did you know that they're in league with the Russians? And it was crazy. You got to go back and watch this shit. It was like a full-on fucking war.
That's awesome. That's
great. I missed those.
Competition's a good thing.
Right? I just missed the Verizon one with what's his face's name? Wasn't it James Earl Jones and stuff like that? He used to do those commercials, and then they would do that. Can you hear me now? Good. How about now? Good. Yeah. Those were the fun ones. Nah, I don't know.
Well, and that's just it. The idea of competition is a great thing, but until you ultimately buy your competition, and then you become a conglomerate, and then all of a sudden there's 3 or 4. Like, you go back to this data here. And you look at the amount of people that are in this space, the amount of companies that are controlling the data here, and you go, wow. So there's 1, 2, really 3 companies that are controlling all of the data in the United States from a cell phone perspective, which is just nuts. AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, US Cellular, just a drop in the bucket. And those three companies control the whole shebang. So, yikes. Crazy
And
stuff.
they're not exactly the most ethical corporations either. They're not. They'll hand over your data to any alphabet agency that comes calling. Yeah.
Right. Well,
between that and all the Google spyware on the Androids and Apple handing over your data.
Well, it's funny because down in the center of all those buildings, there is a plaza that was named after the AT&T chairman, who was the chairman from like 2003 to 2020. And my first thought was, that is one ruthless motherfucker. Like that guy. Like if you're a chairman of AT&T for that growth period, you were busting that ass, man. Crazy stuff. But
isn't Warner Brothers looking to merge with AT&T, or have they already done that, or something like that too?
It's honestly, it's hard to keep track
right?
of what
because
companies.
They keep changing.
Right. Which at a certain point, there's got to be someone's got to step in, but the government ain't going to do that. So
is that guy dead? I assume.
No, he's still alive. I thought.
Seriously?
That's so positive.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah,
he's like a monocle and a moon laser away from being a Bond villain at this point.
You know what? He was fairly young. I'll say this: he probably retired with a giant golden parachute. Probably lives on an island somewhere, and just does whatever he wants on a day-to-day basis, or probably consults and makes a few million a year off consulting with other CEOs and stuff like that. So whatever, it's crazy world. Anyways, read your terms of service, guys. That's the moral of this story, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next story here. Our lead story of the day, which is really kind of insane to think about, that this is a thing, but also at the same time, pretty neat. As of today, not Mickey Mouse per se, but Steamboat Willie is in the public domain after 95 years, as the Steamboat Willie was released in 1928. We've all seen Steamboat Willie. As a matter of fact, I can show you Steamboat Willie today, because the entire thing has been uploaded to Twitch and YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else. But we've all seen this before. He's at this point, he's actually doing his little whistle thing. Most people know, right? So now you can use Steamboat Willie, and only Steamboat Willie, not Mickey Mouse, but Steamboat Willie.
Well, not only just Steamboat Willie, it's also Minnie, Pete, and Oswald too.
Which is, people don't realize, has nothing to do with the copyright on the character. The reason Disney still have the rights to that character is because they're abusing trademark law, not copyright law. So that's what keeps getting extended over and over. That's the same thing that's happening with Conan and Zorro and Solomon Kane. People are all excited about the Shadow going into public domain. I'm like, cool your jets. They're just gonna abuse trademark law, and they're gonna keep holding on to that. So you don't know what. It's absolutely not.
Right. And you see Adam said, now you can't wait to see what the internet does, which we're going to get into that in a little bit here. And you said the same thing in public domain always does, vandalism.
Yep.
You want to go into this a little bit further on your thoughts on this?
Well, I already made a video called "The Public Domain is an Ass." I'm kind of an intellectual property absolutist. I'm not a big fan of the public domain. The tyranny of the commons is very, very real. But the thing is, the people who bemoan copyright on the basis that these big companies are abusing it, more often than not, don't understand copyright law and don't understand trademark law. And what they're really pissed about is the fact that trademarks keep getting extended and extended and extended and abused and whatever. And that's down to the courts that are, really the problem at this point is not that copyright law is being too rigidly adhered to. It's that it's not being. And that's how we wound up in this place. We're not being consistent in our application of copyright law. That, by the way, is why American corporations are filing trademarks in fucking Germany and China, because they actually protect their patents and copyright and shit. Like, if you have an American patent, your corporations look at you sideways. Like, what the fuck? If you're serious about your trademarks and your patents, you file in overseas somewhere, because those countries actually defend their IP, albeit while stealing American IP.
Right, exactly.
Look, our vice president came out, Kamala Harris, before she was elected, and and said that if drug companies refuse to play ball on lowering prices, that they will illegally seize the constitutional authority to, and I quote, snatch their patents. So this is where we're at with copyright and patent law in this country. The problem is not that we're rigidly adhering to these fucking laws. But anyways, go watch my rant on that. It's called "The Public Domain is an Ass." And yeah, go look at what happened to the Wizard of Oz since it lapsed into the public fucking domain.
What I think that's important to realize that with public domain, there's copyright and there's trademark. Those are two very different things.
And there's patent is distinct too, which people also don't understand. It's a totally different thing, and it functions a different way. It has a different period before it expires. And the thing about patents too is without patent law, a lot of inventions never would have existed, because as part of patent law, when somebody patents something, it's immediately filed, and then the actual patent is made public, even while it's still in place. So people can't steal it, but they can look at it and they can iterate on it. And that's how you wound up with the thriving cell phone industry. That's how you wound up with all the shit that's been patented over the years. People were able to iterate on it before the patent expired. So people don't really understand how the laws work. Is fundamentally the problem. Right.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the other thing. Let me actually thank you, Nikki, over on Rumble, by the way. Well, it is interesting to kind of see what people are doing with now that Steamboat Willie is out there. So we got a couple examples of some fun things that people have done. This one is from Rob Yolfo over on Twitter, which I think as soon as you see the first frame of this, you're going to go, "Yep, okay, this is exactly what is expected." But here we go.
Come get me, you sons of bitches!
And there you go. That's the kind of thing.
Is it bad that I recognize what movie those clips are from?
What movie are they from?
It's from Missing in Action, I believe.
Oh,
okay.
I was like, it's Rambo, but not actually Rambo. It's just Rambo.
It could be Rambo 2008, but I'm pretty sure it's Missing in Action, the Chuck Norris classic.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes. And then we have this one over here.
Somebody says it's Rambo 2. If they say that, I believe it.
I totally
it was
guessed.
one
I
of the
never
two.
saw Rambo.
They are basically the same movie, by the way. Rambo 2 ripped off Missing in Action.
Well, speaking of ripped off, we're going to get into the ripped off aspect of this as well, because there's one part of this that people aren't taking into account. But this is also from another Twitter user, says, "This is my effed up reimagining of the now public domain Steamboat Willie, named Steamboat Killy. Please do not use him in your stuff. He is my property for the next 95 years. So there you go.
Is it sad that I'm actually sad that this is now public domain? Because in my opinion, Steamboat Willie is just a really sweet, innocent thing of how Disney started with Walt Disney.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just tainting his legacy. I mean, Disney like completely tainted his legacy now, of course, but like it's just another thing that's gone wrong that you're like, I leave it alone. They don't make these stupid horror movies off of it.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be something sweet, innocent for kids. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, aren't the Disney Corporation fucking over Walt enough as it is?
Yeah,
right.
And it makes
this is the good version of the character, and now this is the one that's going to be vandalized, rather than. I'm sure Disney must be pissed. They were all set to rename him Mickey Mouse, and hey, maybe now they can to make him intellectually distinct.
I feel like they're gonna try to take it back this year too. Like they're not happy. I guarantee you that this thing is not public domain. They're gonna try to figure out how they can get it back.
Yeah,
I bet.
I agree. I think Disney's going to do anything they can and grease as many palms as they possibly can. But what's interesting is, you remember that song we heard at the beginning with Steamboat Willie that he's whistling?
Yeah, I can't whistle.
Wouldn't you know it that is actually an actual homage from a song that was in the public domain called Steamboat Bill. Did you know that?
No.
Well,
how'd you know this?
Because I'm smart. This is from Irving Kaufman's Steamboat Bill from 1919.
Peter through the Golden Gate, old Steamboat Bill, steaming down the Mississippi. Steamboat Bill, a mighty man was he. Steamboat Bill, steaming down the Mississippi, going to beat the record of the Robert E. Lee.
What happened to popular music? From that to Taylor Swift? What the fuck?
Does that just blow your mind, Blabs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But did that
I
guy
kinda
have
love that song?
Right. If that guy opened an OnlyFans, he'd be huge today.
Give it up for Irving Kaufman for 1990 Steamboat Bill Banger.
And he
which was
said
great.
Robert E. Lee too. True.
You can't say Robert E. Lee
Yeah,
anymore. You
that's
can't
not
say
allowed.
Robert E. Lee.
That is not allowed.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Well, I guess we'll see what it's going to be interesting to see if anybody really pushes this. And maybe they make some sort of, you saw the Winnie the Pooh movie. That's kind of the great example of the terror movie. But if somebody goes
that's a good example of the tyranny of the commons. There's a good example of that. And all the edgy, hey, can we have another shitty comic book that's supposedly Oz, but hey, the Cowardly Lion is a big muscly mutant, and oh, hey, can we make the Tin Man a steampunk robot again? And fuck that shit, right? Ugh, yuck.
Yuck.
How do you really feel about it, Razor? Just curious.
Well, I'm a big fan of the Oz series too. That it hurts doubly. It's awful. Like I've loved those books since I was a little kid. Ease on down
the road. Do you remember Oz? Was it Oz from Michael Jackson was in?
That's The Wiz. I do like The Wiz,
yes.
and that was technically just after it went into public domain.
The Wiz was awesome. That was a great.
Yeah, I love The Wiz. It's very underrated. I love the art design in that. It's crazy when you go back and watch that. Don't tell Doug Walker's hacky ass, by the way. He hates that movie. But the art design in that, it's like post-apocalyptic Mad Max Wizard of Oz, kind of, the way they did the art design. Because it's urban, right? That's the idea. Because it's a black Motown, whatever. So at least it feels different from Wizard of Oz.
Blatch, did you know that there was an all-black ensemble Wizard of Oz called The Wiz?
I
that was produced in the 70s? Yeah.
You guys actually taught me it like last year. I can actually say that because that was like yesterday.
Nice. Yeah. Last year. There you go.
And they have this gag. They could never make this movie today. They have this running gag in the movie. I don't know if you remember this, where there's these taxi cabs everywhere, and every time they try and catch the taxi cab drives away because they're black.
No, I don't remember that. That's hilarious.
Movie. The whole fucking movie.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Underrated movie.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's funny stuff. All right, we got a few super chats to get to before we get to and direct donations. And Blabs, I'll tell you, can you run up on get the Rumble rants squared away, please?
Yeah.
I want to make sure we get all those.
I don't remember which ones you covered.
I've done 0 of the Rumble rants.
Okay, all right.
But first, hold on. But first, Gaming Newfi. I want to make sure I say that right. It says, I finally caught you live. I just want to wish Stutter and Craig, Blabs, Razor, and Side Strollers, and the Razor Force a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love the show, Craig. Been a fan since Screw Attack days. Thanks for the many laughs. Hey, Gaming Newfi, appreciate that with the $50 direct donation. That is massive, and you're going on the wall, my friend. Thank you very much.
We need lots of balls in the chat.
Yeah, please put some balls in the chat. We should probably.
I feel like that's the new WAP song. Some balls in the chat. Put some balls in the chat. Sorry, somebody made a Steamboat Willie WAP song, and it's been in my head.
Balls, 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 balls of steel.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're going to get you on the wall. Do me a favor. And look at it right there. That's awesome.
That was a sad look at it. Do it again.
Look at it.
Thank you. Continue.
There we go. Thank you. Now you continue, Blabs.
All right. On Rumble, Jaeger for $1 says, so what's your favorite dinosaur and why is it Baronix?
Stegosaurus.
I'm going to say T-Rex. Pretty sweet. I'm just playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 now, and holy shit, are the graphics amazing. Totally recommend if you like dinosaurs. Play the game.
Razor, you got a favorite dinosaur?
Yeah, Iguanodon, actually. I think it was the first one that was discovered, actually.
Oh.
It's the one with the spike thumbs, right?
You mean Godzilla?
It's new to me. Almond John came in and says, Craig is standing. Did you take a page out of the Melanie Max book? Sorry, Blabs, you got to keep moving.
I was waiting for Razorfist to talk about his dinosaur, Craig.
Like thumbs.
Okay, I thought there was more.
Alma John says, is the 0 to 100 included in Rumble Rants too? No, Rumble Rants are 70-30. It's a 70-30 split with Rumble Rants.
Bentley Guy, 78 for $5. Says, ironically, Bare Naked Ladies have a song called If I Had $1 Million. Blabs just made it full circle. Well done, Blabs. Well done.
Thank you, Shane.
I Can Illis for $5. Hail, Craig Razor and Boo Ra Boo Ring Corit.
Thank you.
Blabbering and Collector. And hi, Marker Reality for $1. You should see the Jonathan Chesser song that just came out. Thanks. Shut up, Craig. Almond John for $1, or for $2, to say 2024. Hopefully you can get that Epstein list released this month. That'd be nice.
Isn't that supposed to happen like today? I thought it was supposed to happen.
I think they said of like the next 2 weeks, didn't they?
Okay.
They've been cock teasing it for the last 2 weeks, so I don't know.
Some Norwegian guy for $20. Are small phones the worst invention of all time, not including nukes and stuff like that?
Kind of. The thing that blows my mind about him is how many years, like for decades upon decades upon decades, the most futuristic thing you could do is make technology smaller and more efficient. And now we're literally walking around with giant fucking brick phones that are almost the size of the goddamn 80s phones. Like, what the fuck? How did we actually get fucking hoodwinked into buying these goddamn things?
Not to mention, it was so satisfying when you could flip the phone shut and hang up on someone like, bye. Loved it.
Well, then you go back to Zoolander, and they had the tiny little phones. Do you remember in Zoolander where they had that talking like, hello? It's great stuff. Aiden says, had a great New Year's Eve weekend. Me and my little brother went to Texas Live to watch the Cowboys beat Detroit, despite there being a fight between dumbasses at outside 40 feet from us, and the Stars beat Chicago 8-1. Start tomorrow. I'm going to go back to the gym to improve myself and save up money for my trip to Colombia in August to see the historical sites. And what's up to Colombian and Venezuelan chicks? Hey, there you go, Aiden. Have a good time, buddy. Enjoy that. Iron Age Media came in with a $5 direct donation. Says, Happy New Year's, Craig and Razor. Blabs, shame on you for exploiting the poor autistic kid. Truly monstrous.
Oh, come on! You don't think that it's sweet that like we want to celebrate with him, but he could still go to bed at a normal time.
Right,
I thought that's sweet.
I thought it was sweet as we slipped the Benadryl into his drink.
No,
fantastic.
nothing like that whatsoever. Oh my god, you guys are evil.
All he wanted to, we just slowly slipped the pillow over his face and just
Right.
You're awful.
By the way, if you think we're awful, 67% of the audience believes that you're evil as well. So,
well, I'm here for total domination, so stay tuned.
good point.
I'm gonna rule the world.
Necroner says, with the $10 direct donation, says it's been less than 12 hours where I live, and they already have Infestation 88, a Friday Night at Freddy's or Bendy knockoff with Steamboat Willie Mickey. Razor, can we get an FU I was right, or a censored version, so Craig can still get monetized? Necroner, thank you very much.
Yeah,
FU I was right.
The fuck you I was right meme is all over the interwebs, so you can find that pretty much anywhere.
Get it. Abdulio came into the 2, says, an example of some of the modern localization being undone is this game, Ghostwire Tokyo, where in the original Japanese script, a line roughly translates to, well, I'm not sure. The localizer had translated to, all property is theft.
Yep.
Wow.
Just to be real subtle about their propaganda, you know.
Wow, that's crazy. Abdulio also came back, says the game has recently been updated to remove the all property is theft to something closer to the original script. That's the main problem, that Western localization just completely shoehorns their propaganda into what is supposed to be a translation job. I hadn't heard that before.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Aiden came back, says, oh, and by the way, I got a haircut. It's based on Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. All right, Aiden, nice. Then Abdulio says, that's why Japanese companies are moving over to AI-assisted translations with human editors in-house, cutting off the Western localizers who proudly on social media boast about changing the original social source material for their ideology. I had no idea this was happening. No idea this was happening. Started at the top of the show talking about this. Is this like a recent thing, Razor? Like in the last couple of weeks, this has been like an explosive expose or something that I missed?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when it started, but yeah, it's certainly making the rounds.
Wow, That is crazy. And he followed up one more time, says, quite a few of them have been throwing hissy fits about the potential of losing jobs to AI on Twitter while doubling down on their past actions. I recommend contacting Dimitri
There's so
Monroe.
much drama around the voice acting and video game translation communities, and like there's always a ton of drama around that. So it's not like it's been building to a fever pitch over a course of several years, I feel like.
Huh. Okay. Blabs, I'm going to put Dimitri Monroe's name in the private chat. If you can find Dimitri Monroe on YouTube, maybe we can have them on the show and talk about this a little bit more. That seems like a pretty interesting topic.
He's on the guest list I made. I was like,
Okay.
I want him on.
And Hrist came in with a Prime sub over on Twitch. Thank you very much. And Nikki came in as a member for 8 months. Says we have a spam bot over normal. I gotcha. And Winston Fujimori came in with the 5. Says Razorfist is completely wrong about copyright, patents, and trademarks, and overall intellectual property. His opinion on those things is like his opinions on net neutrality, which led to websites like Kiwi Farms being periodically shut down. Crap opinion. Big delusion. There you go, Winston.
Didn't
Razor?
Kiwi Farms get shut down because they literally attacked their web provider? Like that had nothing to do with net neutrality? What the fuck are you talking about? It was their actual host or whatever the fuck. Anyways, I mean, I've supported my arguments. You just basically said nuh-uh in super chat form. So, blow me until I feel a draft.
That is kind of the general thought. Is the nope, I don't like that. That's kind of the response to a lot of things online. Nope, that's not right. Oh, really? Tell me more. Nope.
Just no, Craig.
Yeah. I've told you guys the story about how, I don't know, Razor, if I told you this before, but I had a friend who, I don't know, maybe March or April this year, was like, hey, I'm done talking to you. And I was like, cool, what did I do? And they're like, well, you should figure it out. And I was like, well, no, but you're telling me you don't want to talk to me because I did something. Well, yeah, you should know. It's like, but you're the one making this decision. So please fill me in on what I did wrong. And it was like, well, you should absolutely. And it's like, well, okay, see ya. And just out the door. It is what it is at that point. So let's go on to our next story here. We got more super chats. We'll get to those in just a little bit, but thank you guys very much. I saw this clip online and I thought this was really interesting. This was Tony Hawk. We all know the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games did well. They were very, very popular. And he was on a podcast where he was talking about how much he made on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, which I thought this was interesting. Razor, have you seen this clip before?
No.
I always find it interesting when people talk about money, specifically on something that's super successful here. So I want to pull this up and just see what you think of this really fast. This is Tony Hawk on some podcast. Sorry, I can't credit them properly.
How much you make off that Tony Hawk game? How much they pay you? Huh? What are we
I will
talking
tell you.
about?
Game checks. All right, I'll tell you this. When the 4th game was released, this is just I'm not gonna I don't want to go into detail of this, but I will tell you. We'll give you this.
Okay.
When the 4th game was released, my main contact at Activision asked to have lunch with me in LA when I was there one day, and he's like, yeah, he's not the head, but he was definitely the guy overseeing our games.
Okay.
And he's like, here's what's happening. We're releasing the 4th game. The last 3 are still in the top 10 of sales. One is going into, I forgot what they call it. It's like classics mode, which means they sell at a certain price, but way more volume.
Oh.
He's like, so things are way bigger than you ever thought. And he handed me a check for $4 million.
Oh,
that happened.
Wow.
That was just a meeting with you that day.
Well, it was my whatever it was. I don't remember, annual royalty or whatever it was, but I was just like, what?
What do you do? What do you do with that?
I could tell when he was saying it, it was like
leading up to something.
This is big. Like this is bigger than you imagine. And I'm just like, cool, I might get $1 million. Like that's amazing.
This might.
And then he hands me, and then he just slides his check over, and I was like, I got lunch.
Yeah.
So $4 million as a royalty.
Wow.
Which I'd like to let you know that we'll be launching a new game for Side Squad, which is crazy.
$4 million just handed to you.
How are we
What
gonna
would you
have
do
a
with that?
How are we gonna make a skateboard game? Only one of us is standing. The fuck?
These are all good questions
It's
to ask.
it's
here.
all
called-
Craig. It's
It's
all him.
called,
He's gonna do a
disabled
lot of
skateboard.
heavy lifting.
Do you, I don't know where I wanted to go with that, but let's
It
just
does actually, incidentally. So they're pointing at I think that's kind of low. 4 million, just 4
Really?
million. His name is all over the fucking game, and he was how many games deep at that point?
This is going into the 4th game, so this is
Yeah,
based
I
off
don't
of
know,
the 3.
man. I remember how those things sold, and
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they did say the other games were in the top 10. 3 of the 3 games were still in the top 10,
Okay,
which is crazy to
so-
think about.
According to Forbes, Hawk sold an estimated 1.4 billion copies across the 5 games.
Wait, 1.4
1.4
billion.
billion copies across
But
the
no,
5 games.
no. That's impossible. $1.4 billion worth of games.
That's what this is saying. I
There-
don't
there's-
understand if this is wrong or not. Maybe there's an
there's-
error.
There's no way that one of every 7 people on the earth have a copy of Tony Hawk. Just saying.
It's true. I think this is a mistake.
Yeah, it's got to be $1.4 billion. Okay, but still, so do the math on that, right? So his percentage was, he received a royalty of like 1% or something,
Well, keep in mind that's who knows. Is that quarterly? Is that annually? What is that? So I don't know. But still, that does sound like a bit of a low ball for how big that series was at the time that this story is supposed to take place.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it in that perspective, I think most people, if they were handed a check, they'd go, "Wow," just like he did.
Right.
But the company's going like, "Look at all this money we made. We made $1.4 billion, and oh my gosh, that is crazy. It's crazy to think about. Wow, okay, like what would you if somebody handed you a check with $4 million on it, Razor? What's the first thing that you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, maybe pay something off. I don't know. I'm not really someone who accrues a lot of debt, though. So I'm not one of those people who's like, man, if I just had millions of dollars laying around, I'd go buy a mansion. Fucking why? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna wind up staying in the game room and my bedroom all the time, anyways. What the fuck do I need like 19 rooms and a giant fucking swimming pool for? That's it. I'm just
I
not
would
one of those
totally get a
people.
pool. A heated pool. It's so great to work out in a warm pool. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Noted. Sounds good. You get if you had someone handed you $4 million, you'd get a warm pool.
No, that's one of the things. That's one of the things
At
they
least-
would do.
yeah,
I
at
mean,
least
first of all, I
after
would
you had to-
disappear.
Right.
I would disappear and get my own island or something.
I'd get a hot pool, or you just you can put this thing called hot water in a tub, Blabs. I'm just saying, like it's
Yeah, but you can't go swimming in it. You can't work out in a tub. Like I love working out in pools. It's so great for you.
Hey, the last person
I'm
we
an old
know,
lady.
last person we know that got in a hot tub died.
Terrible.
All right?
Yeah,
All right.
from drugs.
Just saying, don't be doing that trank before you get.
I don't do drugs.
We know she's on the Special K. We know what's going on.
That's right. It's ridiculous. Speaking of somebody who's on the Special K, Magnum Norse came in with a $100 super chat. Says Kamala Harris was spotted. I'll tell you, Blabs, you go and read that.
Kamala Harris was spotted orbiting planet Earth per usual. Then Lizzo, the second moon, threw her out of orbit, and she was released into the void. She claimed racism, and the topic of discussion became the sweat from my beep.
All right. Thank you, Magnum Norse. Appreciate that. That was,
Balls. Lots of balls.
there it is. Look at it right
Look
there.
at
Love to
it.
see that. All right. I'm going to pop this on the wall over here. I don't know how I feel about the walking that we're doing here.
Wow, it's good exercise.
Yeah, well,
You honestly wish to play the Proclaimers every time you walk to the wall.
that'd be good. I would walk 5 feet. Speaking of, I think that's actually a really good transition. Thank you, Magnum Norse, once again with the
For
$100.
orbiting.
Yes. But I think that actually is a good transition because one of the things I did want to talk about today was personal goals for 2024 and talking about those things and some of the things we have coming up. Well, before we get in, Razor, do you have any goals? Are you a goal guy when it comes to a new year, or are you just like it's a new day?
Anyone else just rooting for World War III just for the video essays? Anyone?
No.
Or the history documentaries about it. Like, I could watch Hitler whittling for 9 hours if it was in documentary form. Like, seriously. I don't know.
Okay.
Although that number's probably inflated.
I don't think World War III would last very long.
What?
I think it'd be the fastest war in history.
Right.
You know, where it's like,
so?
yeah, we're all dead immediately. Like dead pretty much immediately. Nuclear war happens and all of a sudden we're done for sure. But that's not where I was going with this. I'm not hoping for World War
Razor
III.
Fist was like, we're going off this way.
No?
That's right. No,
It's a goal? What?
War, yay!
Absolute
No,
chaos.
my New Year's resolution is 1080p.
1080p. That's, you want to stream or broadcast in that?
Right.
Create content in 1080p?
I'm not ready for 4K. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Blabs, do you have any goals for 2024?
I'm not really one for goals, especially like for New Year's goals. For me, it's just I'd like to be healthier, work more, like work out more, be more physical because you're sitting down and working and all that's bad for you. But yeah, and honestly, my goal since I was a kid was always just to be happy. I heard that quote from, I think it was John Lennon, and he was like, just to be happy, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then beat your wife.
Yeah, that too.
Good old John Lennon. Take it to the next level, Razor. That's what I love about you, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, imagine there's no John Lennon. Oh wow, it is easy if you try. Shit.
But yeah, I just overall would love to be happier. I always find myself overthinking everything and full of anxiety. Like I'm a nutcase in my head right now. So yeah, just
Blabs admitted
weed,
it.
I don't know.
Nutcase. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you get that'd be interesting. Chat. What are your goals for 2020? We've talked about like that. That's nor have I. Right.
I mean, like I've done the edibles and all that because like for pain management, but they don't actually affect me anything and just get me really high, and then I play video games all high as a fuck. So it doesn't help.
Is that one of your goals for 2024? Is to
smoke weed? No, because it's bad for your lungs. Why would I want to do that?
Labs' goal for 2024: smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke them if you got them. Right. Oh my gosh.
I'm suffering.
So, you know, obviously my goals this is the next 3 months for me are all about my health and losing some weight and getting my body back. I'm at the midlife point where I need to kind of like. We talked about this. We had a video go up on the channel from a few weeks ago. It was a clip where we talked about like the gaming industry as a whole is like junk food and Doritos and blah blah blah. And like I know that our audience is like super smarter than that, right? So I really want to really kind of focus in on health, obviously, and kind of getting back at this midway point in my life. But from a side scroller's perspective, we got some good things planned for year 2, which, that'll be coming in February. But I did want to give everybody a heads up on some of the things that we're doing from an interview perspective, because we've been doing our interviews live. And in 2024, what we're going to do is we're going to pre-record our interviews and we're going to post them on the weekends. And they're not going to be like every weekend, but they'll be regular. And we're going to premiere them so you guys can watch them live together, just like you'd watch a live stream. And we'll do that on like Saturday or Sunday. Not quite sure which one, but we'll post clips leading up to the interview to get you guys excited for that interview and making sure you're there. But we already have a bunch of great people lined up for interviews in January. Which, Razor, I think you'll actually be very intrigued by some of these people, including a couple former WWE and WWF wrestlers. We have Maven Huffman, which Maven will be on. We're going to interview Maven. Also, Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, shit. From my neck of the woods. He lives right down the way.
Oh, yeah? So I'll be interviewing Honky Tonk Man, and that'll be live in person.
With long sideburns and a hair slick back. Oh, yeah.
Any questions that you'd like for me to ask Honky Tonk Man?
Yeah, how are you so fucking amazing? Fuck. No, what was it like doing anything at all with the Iron Sheik?
Maybe I'll certainly ask him that for sure.
I love that interview. I love that interview where he's talking about how Bret Hart was complaining that he worked too soft, which in wrestling means, you don't hit hard enough. So it's like they can't sell or whatever. He's like, so let me get this straight. You'd rather, you don't want to work with me because I'm too soft, but you'd rather work with Bill Goldberg, who kick you in the head, and now you have a goddamn stroke, now you can't even get your dick hard.
Classic honky tonk, man.
I love that, man.
So we got Honky Tonk Man. We also have Guru Larry from back in the old Screw Attack days, which will be a very interesting conversation. We're going to sync up and do that a little bit later. Blas, we also have this woman named Carrie Smith. Who will be...
So if you don't know, Carrie Smith basically was involved with all the woke ideology, and then she woke up and was like, holy shit, this is all messed up. And now she's one of the most based women on the internet and super nice and has the greatest cowboy boots ever.
I beg to differ.
Oh, you're going to show us your feet?
Uh-oh.
No. We're not doing feet. We're not.
Don't do that.
But I got cowboy boots. Yeah.
And then also later in the month, I'm going to be interviewing this guy, James Klug, who is a man on the street interviewer. He kind of goes out and he's a phenomenal interviewer. But if you don't know who James Klug is, I'll be interviewing him. So we got a lot of good people lined up. And on top of that, in early February, be going to MegaCon in Orlando. So if you guys are going out there with all the Geeks and Gamers folks, I'm going to be out there doing interviews and all that fun stuff. So we got a lot going on, man. And 2024 is going to be a big year, and you guys are going to be a big part of it as we roll into like February 15th for us. That's the big day because that is the official start of year 2 of Side Scrollers. So be ready for that. We got a lot of big stuff coming up then. So. All right, let's go. Okay, I got 3 things. Razor, you get to pick. I got a story. Actually, I got 4. Okay. Number
You're not
1.
selling us very well already.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I know. Razor, we can talk about video games in 2024. We can talk about movies in 2024. We can talk about a tactical shooter, which had a very interesting mission added to it. Or we can talk about this. Well, or we can just watch a video about this dog pooping next to a PlayStation.
I'm going with the dog and the PlayStation.
All right, let's go. Here we go. This may be the opposite of the Nintendo 64 kid. This is a viral video passed around over the weekend or over the Christmas break.
Fred, what is it?
And she's not even. This kid. God, I'm not supposed to see that till I open the box. Shit. God damn it.
That's a very unhealthy poop, too. Look at it.
Fuck.
What's so unhealthy about that?
It's kind of a liquidy doggy poop.
I like that she opened it up and she drug her hand across the dog there, going crazy. But lovely stuff. I mean, the virality of it is spectacular. You got a dog doing what it needs to do and dropping a few logs there, which is great.
We don't deserve dogs.
True.
Man, you're right. We don't. Dogs.
My dog
awesome.
is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. The dog was trying to warn her about fucking Spider-Man.
Crazy. Anyway, so there you go. Thanks for that, internet. You're great. All right, we got a ton of super chats. Let's get through these really fast. And thank you guys very much for your support. If you guys want to pop in, you're more than welcome. Maybe we'll save the tactical shooter for tomorrow with Melanie Mack, which will be good. So Mercenary came in and says, and yeah, call me crazy. I just hope I'm wrong. If not, God help us all. Also, I heard nothing but fireworks and gunfire. Love being in San Diego. Oh, nice. Excellent, Mercenary. Be careful out there in San Diego. Paladin Dragoon Rider says, hail the Iron Age. God effing speed. There you go.
That's big.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Viking Reacts came into the 6. Says, my audience keeps telling me keeps sending me to you to contact Dan Bask. Are his gaming skills on par with his vocal skills? Loves Blast background. No, Dan is horrible at video games. He is actually maybe the worst singer in the world. I'm sorry.
He's
No,
absolute shit, and he can't dance either.
Oh, your gaming skills can be pitchy? Shit, I didn't know.
Oh gosh,
I'm teasing. I love Dan Fast.
Dan's great. And I'm going to need to be playing against him here very soon. By the way, speaking of over on the Side Scrolls Plays channel, I'm going to be playing on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm going to use Tuesdays and Thursdays for interviews and business and stuff like that, just for a heads up. So moving ahead on the schedule. So today, by the way, starting the Donkey Kong Country Funathon, which will be great. So Wolf Spain says, "Hey Razor, what are your thoughts on Green Day changing the lyrics to, of American Idiot? Also, what are the Michael J albums you recommend the most?" Did they change the lyrics?
I don't know. Probably to insert some cringy Trump reference instead of a cringy George W. Bush reference. I don't know. That whole album is such dog
Oh, it
shit.
actually is about Trump.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Green Day changes lyrics to shade Donald Trump during TV performance.
There you go. I mean, I could have scripted that. They're such corporate pseudo punk.
Basically, Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong altered the lyrics in American Idiot to sing "I'm not part of the MAGA agenda" during the band's performance on Ryan Seacrest's New Year's Rockin' Eve. You didn't hear that, Craig, last night?
Right.
No, I didn't. I didn't actually watch it. I just saw they were going to be on it.
Yeah. So
All right, we'll see. Wow, that's crazy. And
it's kind of hilarious because they basically had to reverse their original assertion because what was the original lyric? The redneck agenda. The implication being that anybody who would vote that way would be a fucking redneck. Then a rich businessman from New York winds up being the Antichrist, and suddenly, what are we gonna do? Shit. They kind of had to change the lyrics, actually, if you think about it.
It's crazy. Do you have any Michael Jackson?
Best Michael Jackson album is Dangerous, in my opinion, and the most underrated is Invincible.
HP Love,
5.
the J5 baby. HP Lovecraft says, "Razor, do the Dirty Harry, do you feel lucky monologue as Birdie the Scarecrow, please."
No. What the fuck?
No, so I think you could ask one question, one thing, something like that. Do I feel lucky? Yeah, I don't know, fucking.
I don't know what the fuck. I can't.
Well, thank you
First
for
off,
that.
I haven't played Conquer in forever, and I haven't seen that movie in too long.
My goodness.
I should actually remedy that today.
Alan says Clinton killed someone, and I thought everyone knew. Shout out to Norm on The View. Happy New Year.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Love
awesome.
it.
Great reference to Norm on the Norm Macdonald on The View. Great. Your career's over. He's like, yeah, it was awesome. Borg Pork says, I traded Mario 3 for Rambo. Oh, Borg Pork. Sad day. Sad day. That's rough.
Womp.
Mario came in, says, Razor, do favorite rules of acquisition as Tump. I guess it's...
Tump.
Oh, we got another snort.
Sorry. That's too funny.
Favorite rules of acquisition.
Once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemies.
Love it. Sparrow's giving us his whitewashing greater than woke washing. At least whitewash movies can be based on real life personalities and not lifeless caricatures. Thank you, Sparrows. Appreciate that. Anti-Hero says, Happy New Year, everyone. Razor, what breed of Cicero? Cicero.
Buddy.
Which, your puppy is Cicero. And would you please pet him for me? Blabs, thank you for Dick and Titties.
You're welcome for Dick and Titties.
He's a Cane Corso. He's a Italian Mastiff. He's a big boy.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Oh, look at those big old eyes. Oh my goodness.
He's like, I'm mush.
I love it. Love it.
There you go.
Yankee Lover says, Razor, do you believe the woke infecting every aspect of culture is Gramsci, socialism at work? P.S. I wanted to punch a guy wearing a Shea shirt. I didn't.
It kind of goes back to that. Gramsci's a guy who got imprisoned during the reign of the fascists in Italy. It was a communist. And he's the guy who kind of literally wrote the book on basically, hey, this communist revolution thing's not really working, is it? Capitalism's not only not collapsing, it's sort of getting more powerful. So we're actually going to have to infect it and bring it down ourselves, is basically what he said. So kind of the birth of Cultural Revolution, and then Mao kind of carried that forward. And yeah, so in a way, yeah, absolutely, in a roundabout way. Look, if you go to Marxism.org or whatever, they straight up cop to it, by the way.
.org.
Yes, they literally have a website, and they're like,
oh, really?
Yes. So we're literally like enacting a Gramscian strategy. Like they just lay it out. That's the hilarious part of it.
That's funny. I had no idea. Mercenary says, I had Spirit. Then someone told me as I did ride share that T-Mobile would buy Sprint. Now I'm stuck with them. Customer service sucks. God help us. Thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Iron Rider says, would y'all consider AT&T and T-Mobile the canards of the telecom industry?
The Cunards. I think he's talking about like the ocean liner company, because there was there was White Star who had the Titanic, and then there was Cunard who had the Lusitania, whatever. So they're like competitors, but they're like a lesser competitor. I think that's what they're talking about. Yes, I guess. You were assuming a lot of ocean liner knowledge.
Yes, I was saying my ocean liner knowledge is very, very slim.
Right.
Just want to be very clear on that.
Yeah, he's Craig is what we call in the business a landlubber.
Yes, I've been on one cruise. I think I was 8. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Cellophane Liehart says Epstein's book, Little Book, Black Book, has been is out now, unredacted. Oh, is it really? Interesting. Is it public knowledge? Is it out there? Will people actually talk about it? That's what's interesting. Magna Nor says, Razor, been listening to Queensryche lately. Is there a metal mythos coming?
There's a metal mythos coming. I will not confirm or deny that it is Queensryche.
Okay. So Ruby-san says, hope Nintendo hearing this just to spite Disney. Thank you very much, Sir Ruby-san. Kyle came in with the 1999, says, speaking of public domain, why hasn't Disney explored the public domain of African folklore? I guess race swapping is more expedient. Also, I see Xbox is pulling original Xbox move of moving on from Series X in 2026. Is that a thing? Are they actually moving on? It's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's the first. That sounds kind of like a rumor.
Wow. Andrew came in, says, speaking of movies, does Blabs know about the 1992 space movie?
What happened in 1992?
Wayne's World was released. Know that much. I was actually thinking about that last night. I would love to do a like if we ever get a big partnership, I want like Paul Hadouken to come in and make some sweet, like overly produced Wayne's World, like over. That's one of the greatest scenes ever in history.
The Space Jam? If Space Jam came out in 92, which
no,
I don't
it
think
didn't.
it came out later
It's
than
a meme, I think. It's some kind of it's something you're not supposed to look up or something. I don't know.
Don't do it, Labs.
I'm not doing it.
Good girl.
It's gonna be some snuff film or something.
Magnum. Okay, Magnum, thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. We will not take your advice. Ashley says, good to see Sticks collaborating with other creators. That's right. Thank you very much, Ashley. Appreciate that. Jack came in and says, question for Razor. When the Shadow goes to public domain, would Sanctum Publications continue to reprint the double novels again?
I think the trick to that is, would they have the rights to the illustrations and the logo? And that's the thing. Like I said, a lot of these companies are just going to extend the trademark. So they won't have access to the Shadow logo. They probably won't be able to call it the Shadow. It'll just be the name of the story or something like that. But they could. Just the text, I imagine. In fact, some of the copyright on some of those stories is already expired. So,
all right. Sir Ruby-san came back, says, Razor, very rarely have you done videos glassesless. Yeah.
I wouldn't go very rarely, but yeah, there's probably a dozen or more videos where I did that.
If you want to find them, you can find them.
Right.
Dan says, it's crazy. Steamboat Willie is now public domain. I remember Disney showing Mickey Mouse cartoon shorts. This one of them. I have a weird feeling Disney might bring it back, bring back the rights. Well, sure. I mean, Steamboat Willie was literally their intro to Disney movies over the last several years. And I'm sure that may have been a big part of it as well. Miku says, please search Dragon Made Patriarchy and pull it up on Steam. You'll understand very quickly, Craig. Miku, I will not be doing that live. I I'll do that separately. As a matter of fact, we'll make sure Blabs does that in a little bit. I'll keep that started. Machine Hunter says, hey, side scrollers and Razor. I look forward to making the Iron Age proud this year by releasing my very first self-released album. Hail Razor and hail the Iron Age. Let's go.
Right on.
Let's go. Love that. Sir Cool says, there's already an announced horror game called Infestation 88 about Steamboat Willie. Why is it always stuff for kids that gets shoddy horror stuff?
Ugh.
I've not heard of that. That's crazy. Ethan came in and says, I want somebody to take Steamboat Willie and make new adventure comics, cool old school river adventures or something, all action and fun with no message. Yeah, that sounds great. Wolfsbane says, hey, did you skip my first super on Green Day? If I read all supers, I do not skip any. Magnum says, Tim Pool loves Dub 3.
No, he's still waiting on the Boogaloo.
Mercenary says, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful life in 4K, black and white, Razor, so pretty. There you go. Hey, Blabs, will you do a quick search for Dragon Maid Patriarchy, please, on Steam?
Okay.
Thank you. And Ilbram says, hey, post World War III will get us some time to practice in Twilight 2000 by Free League Press. All right, well, I will not be looking forward to that, whatever happens with that. Emperor Creatine says, imagine there's no heaven. Oh, God, I'm not even going to do it.
You should.
Okay. Imagine there's no heaven. Should have imagined there was no 38 stub nose revolver. Happy New Year, Craig, Blabs, and Razor, and Terran, and Cicero, and of course, let's make this year a great one. Thank you very much.
Imagine there's no Jodie Foster.
Miku says, wait, we can't ask questions to live guests anymore. Well, it's not about that. I think the idea was it was more about the interviews. They simply don't do as well and they take the show out of a rhythm. That's kind of one of the reasons why we're doing it. We want to make sure they're on the weekends, so and pre-recorded and stuff. So it's not a matter of, but we will give you guys the opportunity to ask questions, and we'll have more information on that soon. So Kyle says, I guarantee the U.S. can take us. Okay, Blast, please read that. I'm having a hard time with this.
Okay. Kyle for $4.99. I guarantee the U.S. American flag can take on the axles of evil, and it's weird to think the U.S. and USSR work together to take on funny mustache guy.
Kyle, I can't read.
Also, you asked me to look up Dragons Made something on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I don't understand.
Uh-oh.
What is this?
I don't know. It says you can fly, shoot, and punch, send enemies flying right before your eyes.
Sounds great.
It's on sale.
I'm sure it is. Can't imagine it'd be making all that bank.
Craig with the best dig of the stream.
Yeah. The Orange Man came in and says, Razor, will you do a Metal Mythos for Dragon Force?
No, that's all right.
Jack the Outcast says, speaking of New Year's resolutions, got started on my old backlog of old games, playing Shining in the Darkness on the Genesis. Oh, nice, Jack. Very cool. Let us know how it goes. Mercenary came back, says, my B-Day is January 8th, and I'm in good company. Elvis and Bowie share my day. Or do you say Bowie or Bowie? It's Bowie, right? David Bowie. Yeah. Who do you guys share with? I hope it's someone based. I share with nobody.
He shares with nobody.
Singular day. Yeah. I don't think I do.
Unlike the internet, he believes in property.
Yeah. Sorry. Blabs, do you share your birthday with anybody famous?
I don't think so. My birthday's kind of rare. It's like May 28th, so nothing really cool.
Oh, man.
But apparently we're dumb and can't read the chat. They're saying it's on YouTube. Dragon Made Patriarchy. It's a whole bunch of clips. I don't understand.
Okay, well, take a glance and let us know if you find anything good worth checking out. Okay. Cesario came in and says, first free milestone chat of 2024 on YouTube, and some idiot on Twitter is grumbling to me that Trump will be on the Epstein client list. You're right. Who knows?
I think
don't
they
know.
would have dropped that a long time ago. Honestly, they've had it for 5 years. They had that weak stuff where he took a different plane that Epstein owned, not the Lolita Express, the one from before. He didn't even own the island yet, right? He took that plane once, and it wasn't to the island because he didn't own it yet. He went to New Jersey or something, and that he had to hitch a ride or something. And they used that. So if they used that weak ass bullshit, you think they wouldn't have used the certain knowledge that he went to the damn island? I just don't see that.
Right. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Spawn Killer says, thoughts on Adam Rickman?
Alan Richson. Oh my God, Alan Rickman's dead, Craig.
That's why I thought it was so weird.
And call off Christmas.
That's why I thought it was so weird. Alan Richson, maybe new Batman. I think Alan Rickman would be a way better Batman.
Oh, yes. Alan Rickman can play anything.
Oh, my gosh. Miku says, when will Sega acknowledge MJ's role in Sonic 3? Jam! Never.
You okay?
That's what it said, jam. Wolfsbane says, you think bad game trades were bad? I had 3 near mint OG Charizard, just traded them away for garbage. I will never forgive 10-year-old myself. Wolfsbane, you're a dumb kid. Dumb kid. So thanks, Wolfsbane. Appreciate that. Curtis says, this is going back a few weeks, but I always thought Quake was a great video game soundtrack. Yeah, man. There's a lot of great. That'd be a fun thing to do with you, Razor. Maybe talk about video game music sometime. It seems something people are really passionate about.
Yeah.
I love hearing about that. Miku says, not on Steam, on YouTube.
Yeah, so I know what they're talking about now. Basically, this whole anime stuff, these people are putting like woke stuff in translations is what they're doing. They're literally translating, like dubbing it differently from what
so
they're actually supposed to be, and they're inserting their little agenda here and there. I've seen
it's like a
something about
compilation showing that, like examples of that. I see what you mean.
it. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's fun.
Emperor Creatine says, if it's any consolation, Craig, you sing much better than Yang Ye or Yoko Ono. You can actually carry a tune. No, I can't. No, I can't. Thank you very much.
Breaking the law. Come on. All together now.
Breaking. You know, I always thought like Johnny Cash, his voice was so hard, man. You talk about a grizzled, awesome voice, Johnny Cash. Oh God, what a stud.
Are you saying Yang Ye is the new Johnny Cash?
No. I'm saying that's what I wish my voice sounded like.
In the sense that he sounds like he's dead? Yeah.
God. Cesario says, came in with the 10, says, forgot to ask about RoboCop Rogue City playthrough on Razor's channel. Has he managed to do the dick shot?
You get an achievement for it too, if I remember correctly. And yes, absolutely. And the dick shot is an instant kill.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wonderful.
Amazing game.
Cesario, thank you very much. Boog came in with the Mexican pesos. Says he asked you to look up the Dragon's Maid translation butcher job that Jamie Marcia did on Google. Look it up. On Google. Thank you, Boog. Appreciate that. We just did, and it makes much more sense. Spawn Killer came in with the 2. His thoughts on Alan Richardson as the new Batman. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Alan came in with
thoughts on the Alan Parsons project as Batman.
Says, you know, with Hitler, the more I learn about the guy, the more I don't care for him. Mercenary says, localizers for woke propaganda in Dragon Maid anime. And Emperor Creatine came back and says, highly recommend Return to Moria. It's a survival crafting game with the premise of reclaiming Moria after Return of the King, and features John Rhys Davies as Gimli. Will be out of ESG jail soon.
EGS, it says.
EGS.
Sorry,
not ESG.
I was like, wow.
Got jails for ESG.
Yeah, they made a woke dwarf game. What the fuck?
we're not far away. We're not far away.
Disney.
Sure. Yeah. And gaming new feed.
I'm still waiting on the Ben Shapiro Hobbit game, actually.
Yeah, but I have a lot of Rumble rants.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that I'll carry you, Mr. Frodo.
That's actually a pretty great.
That's really good.
That's outstanding. Wow.
Okay, I got some Rumble rants. Dude, for Rumble for Dog says, Razor, we started making phones bigger when we realized we could look at boobs on them. Right. He comes back for $1. The anime vandalizers have been doing it for at least a decade. The AI just made up but it just made it boil up to the surface. The problem is that one side just sees anime as cartoons, so never gave it a second thought. Then Almond John for $3. Craig, remember when you did the #1 show on Screw Attack and had some Stone Cold Steve Austin do the "I've never heard of Screw Attack" promo?
Vaguely. I don't remember doing that with Stone Cold, though. If we did, God, that's awesome. Yeah, that's one thing that I like to do with when we have guests previously. I would have them say, I have no idea who the Screw Attack is, or I never watched.
Right.
Because, like, they never do, right? So it's like, why would you have them be like, you're watching
What?
Screw Attack? You know? Yeah. It's way
What?
better that. Oh, good stuff. Gaming Newfie came back. It says it's pronounced Newfie, as in Newfoundland in Canada. But close enough, Craig. Happy New Year. Also, for localizing expose, though, I believe Asmongold talked about it on his channel, so that might be a factor. And then Winston. Oh, and by the way, here you go. This is for you, Razor. Says with the 5 says Kiwi Farms got shut down because they talked about Keffels and
That's
more importantly,
right. It was that drama, which also that still doesn't have anything to do with net neutrality. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It was that shit, that fucking that crazy bitch on fucking social
Liz
media.
Fong Jones. Is that it? It says Kiwi Farms got shut down. They talked about Keffels and more importantly, Liz Fong Jones, who has major ties with big tech companies like Google. Yeah. See Josh Moon's article on Substack and Zero Hedge for more information. I like Razor. He's still wrong. Well, that's good because like you can enjoy what we do and not like some takes we have. That's totally fine. Just, you know, like it goes back to like at the end of the day, if you agree with everything that we have to say, it's pretty boring. It's a pretty boring show. There's things you're going to disagree with, and we hope that's the case. And Winston says, and yes, I am more or less a copyright abolitionist at this point. Nothing capitalist about copyright or patents. Pure neoliberal cringe. Regardless, Happy New Year to the 3 of you and your audience. Also, Razor, I loved your video on Abraham Lincoln.
Nice. Choke on my video about copyright.
Liberator.
I have counter arguments to all the bullshit you just said.
Oh, that's awesome. And Zod says, I only have one streaming service active, like that YouTube creators like you, Nerdrotic, Disparu, Night's Watch, Critical Drinker, and more give an overall view of the spectrum of good and bad film series. Thank you, Zod. Appreciate that. All right, man. You guys have been incredibly nice today. And Blabs has memes. All right, let's get on it. Let's see what you got, Blabs.
All right, so this one's from True Pop Culture. He says, "Don't let this discourage you from stand-up Razor." And I don't know what this is. I have an announcement. I tried pickle juice. I drank pickles.
So nobody cares.
You just cut out the pickles entirely or went straight to the juice?
No, I totally had a pickle in my boar burger, actually. But yes, I tried some pickle juice.
You ate boar?
Boar burger.
She ate a video essay. Gotcha.
What?
That's a boar. It's a boar, Blabs. Get it? It's a joke. Boar. Boring. Boring.
Oh. I have an announcement. And then we have the inflatable wacky Craig.
That's
you
right.
Can do that now because you can stand.
I'm all over the place.
That's it. The end.
Love that. There you go. All right, what a great start to the year. We are beyond excited to be back at this thing, man. We got a big week ahead of us. As I mentioned, we have tomorrow, Melanie Mack will be joining us. Wednesday, we have Adam and Flawed. Thursday, we're rejoined by Salty Cracker, which will be great. And then on Friday, Melanie rejoins us. So you can find Melanie on Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Fridays in 2024 here on Side Scrollers, which is great. So look, we got a lot of good things happening, man. Very, very excited. We are gearing up for in about 6 weeks, year 2 of Side Scrollers. We'll have a lot of announcements for you guys then. Lance came in with the $9.99, says this year I think Blabs should be made to play more classic games like Ghost and Goblins, Battletoads, and Castlevania 1 through 4. Her paychecks tied to their completion. Whoa! I like it, Lance.
I don't.
I like it. Oh man, that'd be awesome if we can have some sort of like incentive where as you're playing through, people donate, and like if you get all the way to the end, you get like the percentage that you get through. That's the percentage that of the super chats that you get or direct donations that you get.
5% on completion.
Yeah, right. Congratulations. Oh, that'd be
$5.
That'd be great. I love it, Lance. Very cool. Mr. Lyon says Darkside Phil interview part 2 when? Whenever Phil's ready.
He's never gonna come back ever.
Listen, someone's like, I can't wait for you to respond to Darkside Phil. He was talking bad about you guys. I was like,
every other day.
So I just said, who's Darkside Phil? You know?
Hey, let he who has a free hand cast the first stone.
Well, I'll say this. Whenever Phil's ready to have that interview, we are ready to do it. Like I said, I'll do it on his channel. I'll do it on our channel. I'll do it on a third-party channel. I don't care. I think it's important for us to kind of keep it going. You know, it's important. So we will have that interview whenever Phil wants to have it, and it'll be great. But with that said, it was a fun part of the show, and people continue to go back to how great it was. So, Razor, do you have any videos coming up for in 2024? Early
I do. In fact, either today or tomorrow, I got kind of a follow up to my Lincoln video, a little bit of a companion piece to that. So that'll be coming out this week. So I'm going to piss off the entire internet.
Oh, that's good. By the way, Razor, I put a poll out over the weekend over on our community tab, and it was, what was your favorite interview we did in 2023? And you smoked everybody with 64%.
Over Darkside Phil. Come
over
on.
Darkside Phil.
Come on. Even I disagree with that result.
64% to DSP only being 23%. So, yeah, it's good stuff. So congratulations. You did it.
And I did it all with my pants on. Fuck yeah.
You did it, which is great. Well, let's go and finish up with the dog pooping on a PlayStation 5. There it is. Congratulations. Guys, thank you so much for being with us, guys. We got a big year planned, and we're excited to do this. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow with Melanie Mack. Razor, would you like to take us out, my friend?
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the new year, and God fucking speed.
Fatality.